Have you ever thought about manifesting and how powerful that it can be? Have you got plans and goals that you want to achieve this year and need a little kickstart to get there? Why not listen to the podcast, The Power of Manifesting, the Flip-Flop Family Podcast. Hello and welcome to this week's episode of the Flip-Flop Family Podcast. I'm Xylene and I'm so happy to have you with me today. Seriously, I'm truly blessed to have such wonderful listeners, and I'm so thankful that you're enjoying the content and that you're back for more, or perhaps you're a brand new listener. And remember, we have loads of episodes for you to listen to and that we release 2 a week. This week, I took Emiliana, my daughter, to the optician. Unfortunately, her vision is not the best. And so kicking off with actually a bit of a tip for you is that if you or your child has vision that is deteriorating, sort of maybe not rapidly, but rapidly, then there is this technology called MyoSmart. I think different opticians have different names for it, but essentially if you are short-sighted, it can help you to try and reduce the rate of deterioration. So both my kids have these glasses, and it just they hope that it won't completely stop their eyes from getting worse, but it might deteriorate at a slower rate. So just something to check out. And when I took her in, they decided that they needed to change her lens. So they wanted to leave the glasses there. And Emiliana looked at me and she was like, but I can't see. She can see, obviously. She's not blind, thankfully. But she struggles. She wears her glasses all the time. And I was like, you'll be all right. We're only going to go home and you're with me, so don't worry. So she left her glasses and she just kept commenting all the way on the way home when we were walking down the high road, how she just couldn't read stuff. She could only see the colours. And it just got me thinking about vision and eyesight. And then weirdly enough, this week, it's actually World Optometry Week. So I know that these podcasts shouldn't really be time sensitive, but 17th to the 23rd of March is World Optometry Week. And their theme is Eyes to the Future, Optometry Improving Global Awareness. So when I thought more about vision, it made me think of a podcast I actually started last year and didn't finish. And the title of that podcast was Rose Tinted Glasses, because we all see the world in different ways. Some of us struggle to see, but when you have glasses on, or when your vision is 20/20, it gives you clarity. A good vision is not just about seeing clearly, but it's about living fully, working safely, and thriving at every stage of your life. But there are different tints. Emiliana wanted some sunglasses, so we got her some sunglasses as well. And she opened up the booklet, which had all the different shades. And she chose the brown shade. I wanted her to go the graduated shade because it was like, a 70s vibe. And as soon as I said that, she was like, no, I'm going to go for the plain brown. But I feel like a lot of us look through rose tinted glasses, specifically when we are looking at social media. And we're not putting on the rose tinted glass. The rose tinted glass is already there. It's on the screen. And when I say that, what I mean is that it's just not real. It looks way more positive. Rose tinted glasses is to view something with an overly optimistic or unrealistic positive view. And we can often ignore or downplay negative aspects. So when we're looking at Instagram, we just see like the best stuff. It's rose tinted glasses. That's the best way that I can put it. It just implies seeing the world or a person or a situation through a lens that only highlights the good and pleasant aspects. Like, I know there is some really real stuff on social media, especially about world events and things that people are going through that they want to share. And I think all that is really positive. But unfortunately, I would say majority of it just isn't real. It's full of posts and stories and reels showing people's life in a really positive way. And I'm sure there are a lot of people out there who have really positive lives. But what I'm saying is that it just highlights the best parts of the day. So if you're someone who looks at social media a lot and you see someone's day and you see like 3 highlights and you keep seeing that sort of thing each day, it can make you think that is their life. And then you might start comparing, like if you look at a food post, for example, and I try to do this. I'm a complete culprit. I am a digital creator and I'm always trying to make things look good. So like the plate might look great. The background is really beautiful. The colors of the food look really vibrant. And of course, some people do look at social media as a business. So they are trying to make the best out of everything so that they get those comments, those likes, people enjoy the content, they follow them. But I just think it's really important to always be mindful of what social media is. People generally only share the happy memories, which is only natural. No one wants to really hang out their dirty washing. I mean, I don't. I may take a picture or a video of my kids doing something really fun, but I'm not going to post a video of us having an argument. You know, I mean, I definitely, especially on these podcasts, I really try to be really real and transparent, and we talk about things that are happening in our lives, and they're not always hunky-dory, because that is life. But the problem is when you are constantly seeing just the good stuff, it can really have such a negative effect. Social media has given us a window into multiple people's lives. So this can add to this impression that everyone is always happy, always living their best life. And if you're going through a hard time and all you're seeing is these happy, beautiful posts, everybody's smiling, beautiful landscapes, beautiful food and background, it can be quite damaging and it can really get you down. I just think it's really important in this day and age where there is a lot of fakeness to just be a realist. I came across this really funny quote. When you like someone with rose-tinted glasses, all the red flags just look like flags. So basically, it just isn't real. You need to take the glasses off, or just remember that what you are seeing, about 50% of it, that's actually me probably being nice, probably isn't real at all. So what is a realist? Being a realist means accepting reality as it is and focusing on practical truths and avoiding unrealistic expectations, while acknowledging that the world isn't perfect and challenges are inevitable. Getting too engrossed in the misconceptions seen on social media can really promote unrealistic expectations. If you keep your feet firmly on the ground and take what you see with a pinch of salt, it will really avoid being carried away with these unrealistic fantasies or expectations, instead focusing on what is actually achievable. Talking about not looking at life with rose-tinted glasses is a really strange one for me, because I would say that generally I'm a very positive person and I really like to encourage that attitude amongst my friends and family. And I am most definitely an optimistic person, maybe too optimistic. But you need to have a balance, and that's where being a realist comes in. It's a really good balance between optimism and pessimism, and it can also be the key to well-being, and surely that's what we all want in the end. We just want great well-being. We want to feel good. We want to be happy in our environment and in our own skin, and I'm just not sure that social media encourages that. I just believe that in order to protect your own mental health, you mustn't take social media too seriously. Just remember that it's not vetted or regulated, and anyone can post anything, and it's often not true. I've seen it with myself. Perhaps you felt it. Perhaps your friends have been through it, or your children. But social media can really foster insecurities because you've got this constant exposure to curated and often unrealistic portrayals of people's lives. It can lead to feeling inadequate and this constant need for external validation. Social comparison is just something that happens all the time without even realizing it, because it's thrust in our faces and we're looking at it all the time. And like I've mentioned before, most of social media is just showcasing the highlights. You know, it's like an idealized version of people's lives, and it's not showing you the before or the after. It's just showing you that moment. And when people are putting stuff on social media, there are people who are just constantly seeking validation through putting them in and then having a look. How many likes have I got? How many comments have I got? And if you don't get enough, it can really erode your self-confidence. And in the end, you can have this really unhealthy reliance on other people's opinions, and often the opinions of people that you don't even know. And then there's good old FOMO, that fear of missing out. And if you are someone who can't make an event or can't go somewhere, perhaps you're unwell or you've got other commitments, that FOMO is just going to come pouring in when you see it all over social media. And you might feel left out, or you might feel excluded from something. And there you go. Low self-esteem and anxiety just comes popping in. Overall, if you get too engrossed in social media and what you see, you can have really unrealistic expectations. The curated nature of social media can promote these unrealistic expectations about experiences, about relationships and lifestyles, which can lead to feelings of inadequacy and insecurity. I mean, I love social media. I have between us as a family, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I think we have 7 Instagram accounts, including the kids because of their media careers as well. So you may be thinking I'm really one to talk about social media and rose-tinted glasses. But this podcast is more about viewing as opposed to being the one that's posting, because viewing it too much and believing everything you see can be very damaging. I mean, I use social media a lot, but often I have a purpose. You know, I love cooking, hence the cooking page, and I love looking at people's recipes, but I just think you need to have a bit of an aim when you're on social media and try not to just scroll aimlessly and compare yourself with others. And just remember in the back of your mind that what you're seeing is just a snapshot. It's not the whole story. Most of what you see isn't life all the time. It's just the highlights magnified. I have another funny quote that I came across. Before marriage, each looks at the other with rose-tinted glasses. After marriage, they see each other with magnifying glasses. I found that really funny that I just had to read it to you. But really, that's what social media is. It's just magnified fun. I just don't believe that anyone's life is perfect. And that is just life. We all go through ups and we all go through downs. And sometimes there are more ups and sometimes, sadly, there are more downs. So just be kind to yourself. Don't compare. We all have these unique talents that should be celebrated. And always be the main character in your own life. I remember hearing that line in that movie, The Holiday, and I've forgotten the actor's name now, but he said it to Kate Winslet. He said, be the main character. Don't be the SA, which is the supporting artist, in your own life. It's your life, and however you're living it is the right way to live it. Enjoy social media. There is so much greatness on there. Like I said, we have so many accounts and I love sharing everything about our renovation, our cooking, our life, what the kids are up to. And I love being connected with our audience, with our friends, with our listeners. And that is, I guess, the purpose for me and for us as a family, the Flip Flop family on Instagram. So have a purpose, but just like I said, be kind and take it all in jest, you know? My savvy tip today really is time sensitive, but it was so good that I just had to share it with you. So on the 27th of March, Pizza Express are going to be selling some of the top favorite pizzas at 1965 prices. It's absolutely crazy how much your family could actually go and have a meal. So make sure you book Pizza Express. I do mention Pizza Express a lot actually, but you've got to book it between 5 and 6. It's only for 1 hour on the 27th of March, and you can get a pizza for as little as 33p. Yes, 33p for a margarita. And I think it was like 50p for an American hot. So check it out. That's my savvy tip. And that will save you a lot of money if you fancy a pizza on the 27th of March. On to my game changer. As you know, we have renovated our home and we love cooking and we're into sort of organization. And I bought those little caddies that you have in the fridge. You know how you can put your veg in it and have it stacked up in the fridge to make a fridge all look Insta-worthy. So I bought them, but they were really annoying because you had to keep lifting them up to get to stuff. And I thought to myself, what I need is fridge drawers. I know you get the ones at the bottom, but I wanted more drawers to be able to just organize my fridge better. And I found this kind of stack of drawers. They were £7 from Morrison's and they come with 4 drawers, and I've put them in my fridge and you can just pull a drawer open. I have like my carrots in one, my tomatoes in one, my herbs in one. And this may sound really sad and this may interest you or it may not, but for me it was a total game changer because now my fridge looks nice and tidy and they're transparent drawers so I can see what's there. I'm not overbuying or throwing away stuff that has gone off in the fridge. So check it out. Stack of drawers. I'm actually going to put it on the Flip Flop Family kitchen page so that you can see it. But it's really good and it has changed our fridge. So it's a game changer. On to the tune of the week, and it has got to be, I'm surprised actually in all the time that we've been doing this podcast, I haven't given you a tune of the week that is from my fave. I love Ed Sheeran and I really want to see him live, but I haven't yet, and I love most of his music. And the tune of this week is Ed Sheeran's Beautiful People. Just listen to it when you finish this podcast. It's such a great song, and I just think it's about being who you are, wherever you are, and not trying to be anybody else. I'd like to end today's podcast with another quote, and one that I just want to explain. I don't even know the exact words, but if a plant didn't grow, would you blame the plant? Would you just throw the pot out and be like, oh, the plant's not growing? Or would you go down to the foundation? Would you look at the soil? Would you check if it needed some more water, or perhaps it needed to move to a different part of your house? Perhaps it was too humid, or it needs to be on a windowsill that's going to get direct sunlight. So if you are not thriving in life, would you be negative about yourself? Should you be telling yourself to sort yourself out? Or should you be maybe looking at your environment? Are you bringing positivity into your life? Are you around people that are encouraging you, that are making you be the best version of yourself? Are you being given the best advice? Just think about that. If you're not growing, if you're not thriving, perhaps you need to look at your environment and what you are exposing yourself to. Thank you so much for listening to the Flip Flop Family podcast. I'm Xylene, and I'll be back on Monday. Bye. Fancy listening to another episode? Why not check out all about parenting, confidence, promoting healthy eating, self-discipline, or the power of manifesting? And remember, we release 2 episodes every single week on a Monday and a Thursday.